How y'all doing? Ezra here. This is Coffee and Song, where I drink coffee and I talk about in between the song and the coffee. I talk about whatever's on my mind. And so grab you a cup of coffee. I've misplaced my coffee and I'm not going to go searching for it. We'll just do this thing. Today I'm going to play a song called Follow My Heart from the Family Songbook, an album I made. I can't remember the exact release year, but a while back, and actually it just came out on vinyl. So look around. Maybe there's a link up here. I think by the time I put this out, it should be out there. Grab you one. I'll autograph it. But this song, it made me think of that time, and that whole album's supposed to be kind of a time capsule for that time. It's a part of a trilogy of albums that I made about this era in my life of where my life collapsed, my whole family collapsed and just almost disintegrated, and how the decade that we rebuilt that, there's 3 albums. The first one was You, which is kind of dealing with me and my wife rebuilding our love and our life and overcoming some things. And then the Family Songbook is when that was done, was rebuilding our family, the heart of our family, the center of our family. And that's what this album's from. And the third album was We Were Wild. This song, when I first wrote it, it was going to be like a children's song. I thought I would get like kids to sing on it. And this was during that lockdown time that I recorded this. And there's no way anybody's going to ship all their kids over to my studio for a day. So we made of it. It actually turned out very beautiful because my daughter came in and helped me make this. And I love how the song turned out. And that's, something to think about is your worst times, because this was probably one of the, well, if you looked on the outside at the situations my family was in, that we were in, you would go, wow, that's some messed up, stuff that family's going through. Financially, we're rebuilding our marriage and our life after a big mess and some real hard financial times. But your worst times might be your best times, and your most broke times might be your richest times, because those were for me. In fact, I found out what riches are during this time. And it's not the albums, not the music, it's not the stuff, it's not the money, it's the people around me that I have a chance to lift and be around and to love and to be loved. And that became very clear during that time, because everything else seemed like it was just stripped away, and what was left was all that mattered. And I had a great time. There was a lot of stress too. But that's part of what this song is about. It's not a song, Follow My Heart. It's not like a Disney, I'm going to follow my heart to the stars kind of thing and find myself. It's not about that. That's not what the song is speaking of. It was actually from a visual kind of almost an animation I thought I would do for the video at one point, of a little 4 creatures that have like this light from their heart, and every once in a while one of their lights will go out and they'll all be in the dark until one of them, just their light comes on their heart, and they start following the other one with the light in their heart. And that picture comes from what I felt like at this time in my family. Just this spirit of lifting each other. And this is something I probably brought on from my parents and their generations, is that when I grew up with them, something they gave me that's very special is when I was working, there was no chores. I was helping my family. My work was needed in the family. And so having like this thing of that we need each other. I felt like that when I was young. I felt like we need each other. They need me. My dad needs me to help them work. My mom needs me to take care of the little kids. And, they needed me. I wasn't doing chores. I wasn't learning a lesson from them. And so in my family, I wanted this too. I wanted my children to feel like they are needed. They weren't just doing, my son, he cooked a lot. I mean, from a very young age, he would cook our meals. And he felt like he needed to do that. And he probably did during that time. And my daughter, does all kinds of things to help us and jump in and help us as a family, and creating this kind of culture that we are a thing and we've got to help each other. And my daughter, I remember, I don't know when this was, what era this was. It was during this whole era about what caused this, but my feet would hurt. And so she would get hot water and Epsom salt. And while I was sitting there, she'd come over and take my shoes off and wash my feet. And this provided some good laughter, because if you saw my toenails, there's some good laughter to go on. But this was her recognizing, that her father had a bad day, and then doing what she could to help me feel better and try to lift my spirit. And it worked like 99% of the time. That's the other side of it, is sometimes we can't do it. So there's like this humility in helping each other and lifting each other, that sometimes we can't do it. And we got to just let somebody be where they need to be right now, but not take it home, not turn it into a resentment, not make it about us. Just let them be. And there's a lot of this going on, and that's where this whole visual idea of this song goes on, because we were all dealing with, me, my daughter, my wife are artists, and we all had studios in the house, and we were all dealing with all kinds of, artist drama. I come home, and I thought this was so funny. One day I came home, and my daughter was like laying in the kitchen on the floor, moaning about some painting that it just sucked, and then we lifted her spirit, and I can't remember what we did, but we did something. And then I came home the next day, and my wife was laying in bed, and she's a metalsmith chasing repoussé, and one of her pieces just sucks. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then the next time, like later that week, I was like feeling the same way about some album, and I didn't want anybody to talk to me and just leave me alone. And this is the kind of picture of the song, is that, if you follow my heart all the time, I'm going to like drive you into the ground about once a month, because I'm not always in a good place. But if we're living in this place of like lifting each other, like that's the culture we live under. Like that's the idea of our family, is that we lift each other, and it's something, it goes beyond family. I don't post online much. I don't read stuff online for a reason, because I found that I would get caught up in the bullshit, and I wouldn't lift people. I would bring people down, and I don't want to be that guy. It's enough that I do it to myself sometimes. I don't want to do it to other people. And so even outside of the family and our neighborhoods and the people we meet, is that we should be constantly lifting each other. And that's how it puts you in a good frame of mind when you're thinking in that way. When somebody comes at you angry, and instead of thinking, what an asshole, think, man, they're having a bad time. I wonder what I can do to kind of lift this situation. And sometimes it's just letting them talk. And that's the kind of thing that was going on in my family. We didn't have money to go do stuff. We didn't have, and so we had each other, and we just worked on lifting each other. I didn't ever want my daughter to feel like she has a weight of lifting her parents, but I wanted her to learn this lesson, that she is a part of this, and that she can do something. She can go make tea for us, and it just lifts, it's little broken things that we do, and it turns into this big. In fact, that's part of the song. I'll probably screw this up because I haven't played this since I recorded it, but it talks about the light that's broken on the waves, and it's like the Monet, it's all these dappled little pieces of light. But when you look at it, I was looking at it last night, it's just this big stream of light from the moon that just goes off into forever, and it's just a block of light. But if you get close, it's little broken pieces of light across this beautiful strip of light. And that's kind of the visual that was in the song. It's just little broken attempts to try to lift each other, to love each other, realize we can't do it all the time. Struggle, is part of life. Struggling with other humans is part of what we're doing here. I think it's probably the most important thing, is to love people through that struggle, especially family, because that's where it starts. Like, your kids ain't gonna learn how to love people if they don't learn it in their home. They're not going to learn to be useful if they're not useful in their home. Nobody's going to teach them that. No teacher's going to teach them that. Anyways, I got a little preachy there. I apologize. I don't like being preachy either. I can get there, though. I can preach. So I'm going to play a song. This is a big introduction for a little tiny song. It's just a little song. It's just a little, it's almost like a little nursery rhyme. Here we go. Follow my heart, come, follow my heart. Follow my heart, and let me walk beside you. Let me walk beside you. Oh, follow my heart, come, follow my heart. Follow my heart, and let me rest beside you. Let me rest beside you. Oh, we're all in the dark, we're all in the dark. All in the dark, we're all in the dark. Here in the dark though, here in the dark. Here in the dark, it just takes a spark. So just follow my heart. Oh, I'll follow your heart, I will follow your heart. Follow your heart, let me walk beside you. Let me walk beside you. How about I follow your heart? Oh, I'll follow your heart. Follow your heart, yeah, let me rest beside you. Let me lay beside you. Oh, we're all in the dark, we're all in the dark. All in the dark, we're all in the dark. Here in the dark though, here in the dark. Here in the dark, it just takes a spark. So I'll follow your heart. A light set on the wave. Through a storm she wouldn't break. I let her go away. Light another wave, come and go away. A light set on the moon. She goes for coming soon. I let her go away. Light another wave, come and go away. Oh, we're all in the dark, we're all in the dark. All in the dark, we're all in the dark. Here in the dark though, here in the dark. Here in the dark, it just takes a spark. So just follow my heart. Oh, I'll follow